Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the old guy. Thanks for joining me today. This will be episode 2 of my strategy series on playing Minecraft on the Skybounds server. So here we are at the hub again, and sure enough, we look over and our rewards, we have one waiting. So we always start off by claiming our daily login rewards, and that gets sent right to our favorite server on Ancient. So now I'm going to go ahead and start up Ancient, teleport to that world, and here we go. So I am at spawn, kind of. This is where I had left off after I was done recording yesterday. So first we're just going to make a quick trip home. After I was done recording yesterday, I did clear off that tree, saved the wood in the chest over there. I left this block and this skeleton head on one of the other worlds, and I think it might even be this one. There is a block that when you break the block, the silverfish come out, and I think that this might be one of those. So I'm going to leave that block there for a while. Just so that we don't get wrecked by silverfish. So anyways, let's go get our daily loyalty XP, and we'll slam that down. That gives a little bit. We've got some guide pages, dirt, and the other guide pages. So first of all, we had received our daily challenges yesterday that are located here, and I actually when I was chopping down the tree, I was actually making progress on breaking 500 blocks. This next one, mine 64 iron ore on your island or in the war zone. We might try that, but I don't think we will. And then mine 64 cobblestone will be fairly easy. We'll probably do that on our island again. We do have a limit right now, new player handicap. Once we complete 5 dailies, it'll remove that, and then there's actually a way to filter out what daily challenges you get. So we'll be doing that as soon as we get up to speed here. But first thing today is I want to introduce you to the mining world. When you go to the mining world, that was the other thing I wanted to point out too, is just by mining that cobblestone yesterday in the island, the stone pick actually did have extra drops to it. So we had 1 diamond, 1 gold, and 1 iron just from mining that 64 cobblestone. So there's a couple things that you need to know about the tools. You can see there that the tools themselves have levels, XP. The XP for tools or weapons is called item XP. That's different than your enchanting XP, and we'll be covering that later. The item XP will build up, and every 5 levels of item XP that you gain unlocks a different ability for that tool. So one of the things that you want to do is get diamond tools as soon as you can, and then keep them repaired. The way to repair things, so we'll just go ahead and say fix/fix. Well, I've got the stone pickaxe in my hand, and then this screen comes up, and it's $75 to repair that stone pickaxe, or 75 stars. I'm not going to do that for this stone pickaxe because if it breaks, I don't really care. The one thing that I will point out though is that when you do this, you can also put in resources, and that will reduce the cost of repairing it. When we go to the market, you'll see that, so in this case, the 1x diamond is minus 750 stars. If I was to sell this diamond back to the mineral shopkeeper, I wouldn't get 750 stars for it. I think it's either 500 or even 250 stars. So instead of selling back your iron, gold, diamonds, and emeralds, it's much better to use those to repair your items so that you get a better return on those. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead. When we go to the mining world, you go in with an empty inventory and no armor on. If you don't, you still have the option of having it return to your drop zone, and it ends up in a crate, a chest that's spawned here at your drop zone. But I prefer to go in empty-handed anyway. So now we're going to go back to spawn, and we're going to go into the mining world. Remember, the mining world is where we will make some stars and increase our balance, and also increase our challenge level. When you come into the mining world, all the different servers and worlds have the same layout for the mining world. The one you want to talk to is this explorer. Before we do that, we'll come over to this archaeologist. While you're in the mining world, you have a chance of picking up mining tokens. Those mining tokens can be used to purchase these openables. The more valuable the openable, of course, the more tokens it takes. With the immortal stone, when you open that one, you have a very good chance of getting something that's very valuable. So when you want to start mining world, you come into here, and you can see that there's two different ones. The PvP is player versus player, where players, you mine, and at the same time players hunt down and will end up killing you for the most part. The other one is player versus PvE, which is player versus the monsters. Right now you can see that one has started, and there's about 12 minutes left in the game. We could actually join that now, but we would not receive any stars for that. So we don't want to do that. We want to, in our case, we want to make sure we play for stars. So while we're here, I'll go ahead and go through a few other things. Well, let me go. Let's just go back to spawn, and I'll show you around a little bit, and then we'll come back and I'll show you some of the other things. So one of the other mini games is the arena. In the arena, you can do player versus player, or player versus mobs, and there's two different ones. There's a survival mode, and then there's an adventure mode. The adventure mode, you get a set of standard gear, and then you can upgrade that gear as it progresses through the mini game. The survival mode, you bring in your own gear, your own enchantments, your own food and everything, and try to survive the waves. That's I usually play the survival mode, and it's not that hard. It's just so long. It just takes quite a long time to get through the waves. So we may once we get geared up, we may go back to the arena if we have a challenge that requires it. Then this over here is the market. We're going to go take a quick trip around the market. The market has NPCs. It has the auction here that you can actually buy and sell things from other players on. There's the portal back to spawn. This is the token trader from other Savage games. In this case, the Miningworld mini game that's at the hub. You can trade tokens in there. But let's go down and see what's in the market here, and I'll explain a few things. So there's an anvil here. You can also use the /fix or /repair to repair items, or use that. This bank vault, we'll be talking about that later. We can't even do the challenge until we get up to a higher level. This anvil over here, you can also rename items. There's name fragments that you can get from a name fragment openable crate, so that you can rename your items. So we probably won't be doing much of that. That's more of a cosmetic thing than anything else. So here's all the different vendors, and they're spread throughout the market. Most of them have a self-explanatory name on them. Also, when you're in the market, you have speed 3 is always enabled, and that's one good thing to remember if a challenge comes up that I'll talk about later, that you can come to the market and do fairly easy. It's still a grind, but you can do it. So let's talk to the seed vendor here, and you can see that he has things for sale. Pumpkin seeds, melon, regular grass seeds, wheat, cocoa, and sugar cane. And you can see all of these have a price to buy and then a price to sell, so that you can actually sell these items back, these seeds back to the seed vendor and get some money out of it. So you can do some farming to earn money. Over here is the farmable vendors, where you can also buy carrots and those kind of things. The cactus will be important. I think we have a challenge coming up that involves cactus. Here's also where you get the dirt, and I want you to see something. So the dirt costs 3 stars, and it sells back for 1 star. We will be using almost exclusively dirt to build out our island, because we don't have any stars and we won't have for a while. If we come over here to the miner, you can see if we wanted to build with cobblestone, it would be 5 stars a piece. So even that little difference right now makes a pretty big difference when we go to build out our island, and we need almost a full inventory of dirt or cobblestone. So we'll be using dirt mostly for our build out of our island. The sapling vendor also has the wood planks you can buy, so that's kind of nice. And then the saplings, if when we get around to planting our trees, you can see how the acacia sapling is actually on sale, so it's 10% sale on buying it. Also, you'll notice that there will be items that you can buy but you can't sell back. So for instance, the saplings, you can buy them for 10 stars, but you can't sell them back to the vendor. So that's one thing that you got to be aware of. The engineer, of course, has the redstone and what I call the mechanicals, the pistons and droppers and dispensers and stuff like that. We later on, once we get up to a certain point, we may be buying quite a few hoppers and some dispensers for some of the grinders that I've got in mind to do on this series. And then you can stroll around, you can see mob drops. One of the things is I talked about earlier in the last episode, where you have mob spawn on your island. The mob drop merchant is where you can sell back the things that the monsters drop and make some stars off of. So that's one of the other reasons why you might want to have a mob grinder. Is a good way to earn some extra money. Just setting up a simple mob grinder can earn you quite a bit of money. And then also the ender pearls are good for the when we go into war zone. We'll want to have some ender pearls so that we can escape if we need to. There's also other NPCs here that will give you challenges, but they won't let you do it until you get to a certain level. For instance, Old Man Fisher here. Hi there, I'm the fishing master. If you're looking to get started up with fishing, I can get you started once you are player level 10. By completing challenges. So we will be doing the Fisher Challenge, Fisherman Challenge, once we get to level 10, because that's a good way to get us some openables and some other things to do. This here is a beacon that the wizard has. It's another one. We have to be at level 30 to get to start that challenge. The banker is around here. He's the one that you use. You do his challenge to get a bank vault. That's basically an ender chest that you can access anywhere you're at on the world. And then there's a couple other long-term challenges like that. So on the screen there, you saw super sky drops. So that refers to the war zone. We aren't going to be going out to the war zone, even though we could, and it wouldn't really hurt if we died in the war zone at this point, and you might actually pick up some good things. But you see that chest over there. When you see that war zone chest have been restocked, that would be one of the chests that more than likely was restocked with different items. Some of them can be troll items like 64 blue glass blocks or 32 orange wool or something like that. But then a lot of times you'll also find enchanted gear or ore seeds, enchantment crates, some real high valuable stuff. So at some point we may, all right, you talked me into it. We're going to go ahead and give this a shot. We will probably die, but it really doesn't matter for us right now. And there we go. We got some spells, some stuff, and an ender pearl, and we are going to go SPAON spawn, and I'm going to crouch down. It's a 10-second cooldown. Hopefully nobody comes in. If they do, I may try to ender pearl over to spawn. Yes, we made it. Just made it. Whew. Man, that was touchy. Whew. So we did. This is crazy. We got a buried treasure that's an openable, an economy ticket for 1,000 stars. That's perfect. We got some spawn eggs, which will be helpful. Flash heals, golden apples, and an ender pearl. So I'm going to go home and put that stuff in this chest here. It's at my drop point. And at that point, I think we need to go back to spawn, and we will go back to the mining world. This should be a lot closer to be finished up by now. And I can show you the there's a level up tree that we can look at. Yeah, so there's 2 minutes left, so this is perfect. So we'll look at the level and skill points view to give you an idea of one strategy that I usually use when I go into the mining world. So here we're going to go to the PvE mining world, and there's 3 different categories: combat, mining, and miscellaneous. So our first one that we want to upgrade here is under mining. We want to get prospector, the one to allow us to mine gold ore. It's always the first one we want to get because that unlocks the efficient mining. That allows us to dig faster. Each stone block that you break gives you 1 experience points, and that allows you to start leveling up these different abilities. So I usually get 3 levels, and then I do prospector, efficiency mining, and then the XP investor to get a 1.5 XP bonus from ores. Now, so this XP investor is only from ores. It doesn't increase your stone breaking XP, but it does help if you find a lot of ores. So the other thing to remember though is that if you run across diamonds, you want to come back and upgrade this. I typically don't do that right off the bat and then end up forgetting about it and then find diamonds and have to come back and get it anyways. But remember, if you run into diamonds, you need to level this up 1 more. So our first 3 are prospector 1, efficiency mining, and XP investor. Then I come back to combat when I have 4 more saved up and do this middle row all the way, so that now I've got some armor, I've got shields, more importantly I have an apple, and I get some regeneration. So that's the first 7 right there. Then on the next 2 I'll typically get sharper pickaxe, and more importantly unlock this knockback. So you need to have knockback available for the way that I'll show you how to do it. So that was 7, 9, so we've used up 9. Now the next 3 that come through, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take up efficiency mining to put that to level 2, and then I'm going to come over here to haste and give that 2. So that puts us at somewhere around 13 or 14. Once you get to level 2, unless your overall level is 15, you can't upgrade haste or efficiency. So you want to make sure that when you get to level 15 in the mining world game, that you can very soon after that get to efficiency 3 and haste 3, and then you can just knock the heck out of the blocks and do a lot of mining and really start racking up the points. So that's the way I do it. You'll see better as we get into this game, and it is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up for it. We have 2 in queue, and we need a total of 5 players in order to start the mining world. The mining world will take 15 minutes or so. So hopefully we'll get some more players here shortly to start up. Sometimes let me see if I can do this. Sometimes you just need to remind everybody else. I'll go ahead and turn on global chat for now, and let's see, we'll set C. So I'm going to make sure my chat is set to global. It is the focus, and then I'm going to go ahead and send out a global message. PVE MW 205. Join up. So that's just a reminder for everybody that Miningworld PVE is ready, and we'll see if we can get a few more people to join. So we got one more. Is this guy going to join? So Treble Rose did join. So there's 3 of us now. While we're waiting, you can go ahead and see in chat this right here. So here's a head that somebody's offered up. Heads, there is a challenge that requires head. I think it's the enchanting challenge, or one of those challenges that you have to give up 5 heads. And a lot of times it'll be players' heads that are on that you buy or you get. E-boy has left the queue. That's disappointing. Anyways, you'll see in the chat, the global chat here, that quite a few things. One of the things to point out is you can easily tell who's got. You can see their balance. So this and the rank. In rank, he's a savage rank. That's the highest level. Let's see if see anybody else that has a different rank. Here's somebody, they have ultra rank. That's the lowest level, I believe, and I think legend. We can see who's online. You can just type list, and you can see that the top ones here are savage, then legend, and then ultra, and those are the 3 ranks that are available for purchase. So this isn't happening, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here and see if I can get back when we're ready to go. Okay, so I waited for a while, and we weren't getting any participation in the Miningworld PvE for some reason, so I am going to go ahead and complete this one challenge at least, because you can see that they expire 1 hour and 42 minutes. So this one, I don't want it to expire because it's pretty easy. That one, I could re-roll it, but I might as well just go ahead and wait for the new one, and maybe we'll get this break 500 blocks done too. So I'm going to come back in here and get my couple pickaxes, and I think that's all I need. So we'll go ahead and mine out the mine out our island a little bit more to get the 64 blocks of cobblestone. Oh, you saw that drop right there. That was a ooh, and there's another. This is crazy. So you can see the gold was a drop from breaking regular stone, and then we also got this ancient ruin. That's another openable that you can get just from mining. When we'll place it down right before we end this episode, just so you can see what it looks like. So let me just keep on going here. Maybe we'll get lucky some more. And you can see the my pickaxe is level 3, but it'll probably break here shortly, and I don't want to spend the money right now to repair it. And and that was a piece of gravel that fell down there. We're over halfway through with our cobblestone challenge. Just gonna break this stuff so I can get over here easier. And there's the edge of the. One of the things you'll notice too is that a lot of times, especially on drops, that the drops will be almost exploded away from just dropping where they are. So a lot of times, if I'm doing something where I'm mining, I'll put out an edge so that the drops don't go into the void. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to go ahead and get this this challenge done if we can here. Oh, and there goes that pickaxe. There we go. So one thing I didn't do was to check to make sure that there was a XP booster on. That can be problematic sometime waiting for an XP booster to show up when you're trying to get through a challenge, and it looks like I also mined out my way out, so I have to make another one. I'll just go up right here and hit the gravel, and that's weird. And one thing you need to know too is gravel seems to have a problem on Skybounds. It doesn't seem to always disappear when it should. So I'm just gonna, if you do have that problem on your island, one thing you can do is to put a regular block there, and then break the block. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'll just put I don't want to use cobblestone for that. I'm just going to use these guys here just to... Well, that was bizarre. Really? Huh. Strange things are happening. There it was again. That's just too bizarre. That's funny. That was funny. So you can turn clay into gravel without any problem. Just clean up some more of this real quick. That's busy. That's bizarre. That's just totally bizarre. The infinite cobblestone or the infinite gravel generator. So, anyways, we got the other challenge done. We do have this break 500 blocks, and right now we're 67% done. I'm tempted to just go ahead and clean out the rest of this. I didn't bring a pickaxe or a shovel with me. You guys probably don't want to see that anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll call this episode good. I'm going to go ahead and place down this ancient ruin. While I'm off camera, I'll go ahead and I may clean up the rest of this to see if I can finish the Break 500 challenge. And then if I get a chance to get in Miningworld, I'll make sure I record that. We'll call that a separate episode. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and place this. I'm going to place it in the middle of the island so that whatever is in the openable hopefully doesn't go flying into the void. So all you do for these is just place them down, and it will explode. It can explode you off the island. So what did we get? So we got bat bombs, which are very useful in the war zone. When you drop these, it blinds the surrounding players for 10 seconds, but it also gives you a speed boost. So that's real handy for traveling around in the war zone. So for now, I'm going to call that good enough for now, and we'll see if we can get this up tonight, and then if I can get a Miningworld in, I'll record that and I'll try to put that up tomorrow. So anyways, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do have questions, leave a comment below. You can feel free to subscribe and to like this video. Hit the thumbs up down there, and that's all. I'm out of here. Good luck in your Skybounds travel, and take it easy.